Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nuraisha and I'm here to review an article that I chose. Firstly, I would like to thank to Dr. Hussein, my lecturer, because he suggests me to review an article which I have to choose one among 4 articles provided. And I am so proud because I will announce to you the article that I chose, which is this one. The contribution of Muslim scholars to astronomy in medieval century of Andalusia. First thing first, I would like to tell you what are the things that I will talk to you for this whole long review. First, I'm going to tell you why I picked this article. Secondly, what are the things that I really want to learn about when I read the title, the abstract. But don't judge an article by reading its abstract. Then the summary of the article, my analysis of the bad and good points of this article, and then I will talk about my point of view being a reader, and lastly my 3 questions to the author, if they are watching this video. Okay, don't be surprised that I am going to review this article from heart to heart. So number 1, why I picked this article? There are 4 articles that are provided for me to review. The article number 1 is this article, the contribution of Muslim scholars to astronomy in the medieval century of Andalusia, and article number 2 about function of astrophic observatories in Malaysia, and then article number 3, again observatories, but it's Malaysian observatories. Article number 4, the history of Islamic astronomy in Indonesia. The 2 article is about observatories and it's common things to talk about. So it left me 2 choices between history and contribution. Of course, I would pick contribution. Yeah, it's the first reason why I choose this article. And second, I chose this article because it consists of new vocabulary. A new vocab for me, I guess, by reading the title. The title is Contribution of Muslim Scholars to Astronomy in the Medieval Century of Andalusia. Yeah, medieval. I have to treasure my dictionaries. Give the article applause for giving me the new vocabulary. Number 3. Let's check out the summary of this article. So this article of 4 pages are wrote by Wan Kamal Mujani from UKM, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and Ibnu Azmi Ibrahim from University Islam Sultan Sharif Ali. In this article consists of subtopic. Okay, firstly, the meaning of the term Arab in Islamic civilization context, and it goes to it's elaborate a little bit about the political scenario of Andalusia in medieval century. Yeah, then the topic goes to several caliphs who personally paid serious attention to developing this discipline, which is astronomy knowledge. And then the activity of the Andalusian observation in Tulaitila, yes. Activity observation in Tulaitila is located in Andalusia region. So, number 4, my analysis of the bad and the good points of this article. Firstly, this article did a good job when it did mention about how the political will influence the development of the knowledge of astronomy on that particular area. However, the bad side is it did not mention the transition on why the era suddenly switched the mood. The mood of banning the astronomy knowledge on that era. It also did not mention the detail on which year that the banning of knowledge of astronomy started. And secondly, the good thing in this article is when it mentioned numbers of caliphs that trigger the scholars of it. They did not mention on why or what was the reason that the knowledge of astronomy not being banned anymore. What was the turning point that the politicians started to accepting this kind of new knowledge. So they are not saying that. So number 5, my point of view being a reader. I just dropped my 2 point of view, which is firstly, the article is good to be discussed, but the content can be improvised due to the unfinished discussion that I thought I would have known at the end of the at the end of my reading. Secondly, I am very thankful because this article taught me new vocabularies, which is medieval, zich, what else? Sky architecture, and cafe zindik. I really don't have any idea about the era that people would label someone else to be cafe zindik. If a person trying to make research on a new things like sciences and astronomy knowledge, it surprised me. So lastly, I have 3 questions to the author. Yeah, if literally I'm that inside if they did watch this review. Firstly, my question is, what was the indicator or evidence on that particular Caliph era that they were ready for the new things like accepting the modernization? Yeah. Secondly, what was the turning point that the politicians started to accepting this kind of new knowledge? Thirdly, what is medieval century? I really don't get that meaning from the very beginning of this article. Yeah. So I think that's all for me. I think that is beneficial for you guys, and have a good day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.